My name is Ted, and I'm a 28-year-old guy working with a software company. I've always been a shy person. I come from a Christian family. While my family isn't overly orthodox, we do attend church every Sunday, and we hold strong values about family life and society. These values have shaped my character and influenced the way I approach various aspects of my life, both professionally and personally. I did well academically, scored great grades, and eventually earned my degrees, leading to a good job. My circle of friends mainly consists of males. I admit that I'm a bit awkward when it comes to interacting with women. I'm usually a logical thinker, and I find it challenging to engage in extended conversations with women. On the professional front, I excel at my work and am well liked as a professional. Dusty, a close friend of mine, set me up on a blind date with a woman named Rachel. He mentioned that her parents are from Puerto Rico and she was born in the USA. I was genuinely excited about the date and wanted to make a great first impression. At home, I even tried practicing some conversation lines in front of a mirror. I have to admit, it was harder than presenting a new feature in our app to a client. The day arrived and I was set to meet Rachel at a lovely local restaurant. Little did I know that this evening was going to be beyond anything I had ever imagined. I reached the restaurant 15 minutes ahead of our scheduled time and patiently waited for my date. I waited and waited. After 20 minutes, the waiter came and asked me for my order. I explained I was waiting for someone and we'd start once she had arrived. It took almost an hour before she arrived. When I saw her for the first time, my heart said, "Wow, she was worth the wait." Let me describe Rachel for you. She was dusky-skinned and the curves were perfect. Every visible inch on her body was smooth. She was absolutely gorgeous. We exchanged our greetings and she sat down. I felt a bit shaky, but anyhow, I started our conversations. We discussed the restaurant's ambiance and then moved on to what we do. I explained how I am working with a software company, and she said that she is a theater actress. I was amazed and impressed. However, I felt that she did not share that same feeling for my line of work. I did not bother, as there are millions like me and few like her, so I moved on to other topics. I asked about the plays she has done at the theater, to which she replied that she is yet to feature in one and is currently auditioning for a role. That was a bummer, I thought. She said that she is an actress. I was embarrassed, but reminded myself that she said she is an actress. She said that she will be one soon. That answer had an aura of arrogance around it. I thought that people in such fields need to be that confident, so I did not bother a lot. While we were talking, 2 tables to our left, there was a family of 4 enjoying their food, a husband, wife, and their 2 kids. They seemed like a happy family. As you know, kids can be quite a handful at times. The younger one was around 3 years old and was laughing and enjoying his food. I told Rachel that in the future, I imagined myself having such a family. She laughed at me and stated that the couple could have been enjoying their meals if they did not have kids. I was shocked, as per my beliefs, kids complete your life. They are your essence on earth. They are the result of your love as a couple. I know a lot of women nowadays don't want kids, but I was meeting one for the first time. I can understand that female actors avoid getting kids, as it reduces their chances of movie roles. The conversation then took a different direction when we ordered some food. I ordered a steak, and she ordered a tomato and charred pepper farro salad. She explained how eating a steak will one day kill the world. She explained how she chose a vegan life and how that is helping the world. A small red flag was hovering on my right shoulder. I ignored it and moved on further. She further explained how the country has become more racist and intolerant. I could not understand and made a mistake by asking her to explain. She explained how she was not getting work as she was not white. I asked her how many auditions went bad, to which she replied, 1. She had auditioned for a role in a play where she wanted to play an Indian girl, as she has the skin tone. She explained how the role was later given to an Indian girl, as she is somewhat fair-skinned. I now had a second red flag over my shoulder. I somehow carried on with the date. While we were still eating, a man dressed as a woman walked by, and I, for a split second, looked at him. Rachel asked me about my views on gender identity politics. I did not want to go there. You see, coming from a Christian family, my belief was simple. I told her there's a man, and there is a woman. She then asked me what my pronouns were. I told her I am a man, and that is it. She then said that a person should be able to be who he wants to be. She explained that gender is a fluid term, and one can be who they want to be. So I asked if I can be a man in the morning and a woman by evening. She said yes. She further added that everything around them is fluid, even math. She explained how 2 plus 2 can be 4, and at times 2 plus 2 could be 5. I asked if there is any way she can prove that. I explained that proving that would get her a Nobel Prize. She laughed and said that someday that will be proved. There were no more red flags required. I now wanted to sit there and enjoy the show. I then asked her what she wants to do in her life. She took a deep breath and said she dreams of becoming a big movie star or maybe a fashion icon. I asked if that will complete her life. She did not understand and asked me to explain my question. I asked if she ever wants to get married or settle down with a man. She explained that she wants to be an independent woman, and she feels that if she has to settle down, then the man has to meet her expectations. I asked what her expectations were. She put a long list of wishes that majorly included the guy being a multimillionaire who can give her an Uber lifestyle. So I asked that since she has an entire list of wishes, what does she bring to the table? Her response was simple. I am a perfect 10, and if someone wants me, he has to be that good. I asked her if she's a virgin. She said no, so basically, she is not bringing anything to the table. It's just her sense of entitlement. To be honest, she is a solid 8. I then asked her if she ever thinks that a man that good would want someone as successful as himself or someone, quote-unquote, someone who has a 0 body count. She said that body count does not matter and would only add to her experience in bed. I had no words by then. Since I had decided to enjoy the show, I asked her about women's equality. I was right. It just brought out the best in her. She said that women throughout ages have been oppressed and now need to be liberated. They need to come out and do whatever they want to do. They should not be judged for anything. I asked if a woman decides to have a body count in double digits, is that fine? She said yes. She is doing that because it is something that pleases her. She cannot be judged for that. She has been oppressed all her life. She is just trying to enjoy her life. I asked who oppressed her. She shot back saying, of course men oppressed me. I said, so men oppressed you, and you are overcoming your oppression by sleeping with all of them? She did not have an answer for that. I asked if equality means that a woman sleeps around with multiple men. She said that men do it all the time. I said that we men do not have respect for men who sleep with multiple women. We men have standards too. She then brought up the topic of the master key opening multiple locks. I told her a man would not want a master key near him, since he would always want his lock to be opened only with his own key. It was already getting late, and I was yet to fire the final shot. She asked if I wanted to know what she thinks about me. I said that would not be necessary. I wanted to tell her how I felt, but I held my thoughts. I told her that since she was a big advocate of equality, let's split the bill and prove her point of equality. She was stunned and, in a vague, hushed voice, said that it was humiliating for me to ask her to pay half of the bill. I said no. It was my sense of equality, and I should ensure that I uphold my principles. I asked the waiter to fetch the bill and quickly paid half the bill in cash. I waited for her to pay her half. The waiter was standing there and was awkwardly looking at Rachel. I knew he was laughing deep inside. Rachel quickly took her credit card and paid her half. I gave the waiter a tip separately. Once we walked out, she started walking away quickly and suddenly turned back and hurled abuses at me. I could no longer hold it and started laughing. I got to the parking and drove off. The next day I told Dusty about what happened. I explained that Rachel is a disaster waiting to happen. She has no talent, a big ego, a big sense of entitlement. She is disillusioned regarding how the world works, and I predict that she will soon end up on OnlyFans. Bottom line, she is not girlfriend material. He apologized, but I told him it's not his fault. He said he will make it up and set me up with someone better next week. Well, I laughed and said that I am looking forward to it.